If you would like to know how changes in your personal space can not only protect your health, but also support it, you clicked on the right video. Hi, I'm Dr. Cori Stern, and welcome to my channel, Take Control of Your Health. If you've been watching for a while and haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do so now. I also want to let you know that my Zoom camera is not working, so that's why I'm frozen. Sorry about that. I'll be coming in and out visually in this video. As long as you can hear me, it's fine. If you like this video and the information that we're sharing with you today, don't forget to hit the like button because it helps more people to find it. And last and most importantly, please share this video with anyone that you think would benefit from the information. So I have some special guests with me today. We have Jean Menges and Nancy Torres. They are licensed biogeometry home practitioners and owners of GeoHarmony Services, and they have graciously agreed to explain to us what biogeometry is and how it can help you personally by supporting your health and protecting you from the bad frequencies from electromagnetic fields and things like that that we're all subject to. So before we get started, I'd like to have both of you just briefly explain, what your background is and how you got into this work. So Jean, do you want to start?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jean Menges. I am actually kind of based out of Tampa, but I travel between Tampa and New York City. Prior to becoming a biogeometry home practitioner, I was a licensed acupuncturist. And then prior to that, I was actually a research assistant in molecular genetics and microbiology. And through my own personal experience, I found biogeometry and decided to become a home practitioner.
I'm
Excellent.
Nancy. I'm Nancy Torres. I started with biogeometry and taking the courses and learning probably around 2015-ish, and then became licensed in 2017. I was doing this part-time as I was also working on the floor of the stock exchange, and decided that the stress of the stock exchange was just too much to deal with, and I needed something else in my life that helped me deal with the stress and deal with my stressful kids at home as well. And so when I found biogeometry, it was just, I found home, and it was just the greatest thing. In 2017, I became licensed, and then when I did a career change recently, and Jean and I, through serious divine intervention, we've been at the right place at the right time. We were able to start a business together, and now we do this full time. So it's been pretty awesome.
And I want to mention that Nancy's been a patient of mine now for about a year, and her entire family come in. And
Yes.
and I had the privilege of Nancy and Jean coming into my office recently and doing their magic in my office. So we'll talk more about what that looks like in terms of your own personal space and how it can change to support your health. So let's start by talking about briefly and simply what is biogeometry?
So the simple way of describing biogeometry, just breaking it down. Bio means life. Geo means earth. Metry means measure. So biogeometry is the science or the principle of, through measurement, amplifying or creating that life force that naturally exists within ourselves and in our space, and reinforcing that life force so that it could benefit our health and then have our environment benefit our health.
So what is a life force?
In biogeometry, we call it BG3, and there's a lot more principles behind that. So if people are interested, they can go to the biogeometry.com website to learn more about that aspect. But Dr. Ibrahim Karim, who coined this term, have done 50 years of research and specialized in creating tools that detect these energies that he coined the word BG3. And that energy quality is existing in sacred sites around the world, the Stonehenge, the pyramids, Machu Picchu, a lot of temples and churches in Europe and Asia. And he was able to find that one commonality, which, like I said, he coined it BG3. And the science of biogeometry is where he developed certain shapes to amplify that energy quality in our own home environment. So basically bringing those healing qualities in these sacred sites, sacred locations, sacred temples, we can also feel that peace and calm energy in our own home.
So I'm glad that you said that about feeling peace and calm. So what would somebody expect to feel when these changes are being made with the shapes in their space?
So our clients, we have testimonials and amazing stories from lots of different clients. And so everyone experiences it differently. The main aspect is that it's a very centering quality. And so you're bringing yourself back to center. And so, and in centering it, you're harmonizing the way your energy system communicates with other energy systems. So disturbing energies such as EMF, cell towers, natural geopathic stress, right? Like also shapes, other energies, and use the word frequencies within the environment now communicate in a way that is not harmful with your energy system. So when you don't have all that bombardment in your own energy system, you do have a sense of calmness, you have a sense of centering. For me, it was personal experience is for my own personal, I felt more like I was standing on my own 2 feet for the first time, like both feet, and not like walking like this. It was a very very profound feeling, because I didn't realize I was walking like this. You know what I mean? But and I mean it metaphorically, not like physically walking this. But now I feel like I walk more confident, more straighter, because I feel more centered.
And it's funny
So-
that she mentioned that, because when I had my home harmonized, and then my family came home and immediately walked home, they're like, whoa, this feels brighter, it feels lighter, it feels more expanded. So it's very palpable for some people when they walk into a biogeometry space. And then we work with our clients when they leave their space and they come home and they express the same similar type of feeling, and they feel that calmness, like that togetherness. And a lot of them actually start to feel even more energized. They're able to do things that they just can't seem to do. And we have clients that will start decluttering their homes because they feel so energized to do it.
Yeah, after you did the biogeometry in my office, that same day, later that day, I had a patient come in, sit down and said, wow, I feel like I can breathe better in this room than I was outside. So yeah, there was definitely a noticeable difference. Let's just go over what kinds of things can cause energetic disharmony. So you mentioned cell phone towers, right? I know smart meters. What else? What else can cause energetic disharmony in a space?
So there's it's a very long list. The main things are EMF, so anything electrical, lights, your computer, your cell phone, your TV, your VC. Oh, I said VCR. Wow, I just dated myself. Your DVR, right? Like anything in the home, video game consoles, right? That's a big one with my kids. And so like a lot of anything electrical at all is a big one. But then you also have things that people don't even realize as well, which is like the structure and the shapes within your home. So shapes and angles, they all give off certain energy qualities. And some of them are not, some of them can disturb, some of them are not harmonized. If you have like a 90-degree angle kind of jutting out, like sometimes you have like a parapet or a balcony, right? Like sometimes like those 90-degree angles that come out, those can cause some kind of interference. Sometimes the materials that you have on your furnishings can also be harmful and disturbing. Material, structure, outside influences, so things that are like hitting your home and you don't realize it. So you can use different, there are lots of different modalities to try and block EMF. So you can block it to a local extent, but what about things from far away, right? So that's another thing, we can harmonize things from far away that could be impacting your home. What else? Did I miss anything?
Geopathic.
Oh, yes, that's a big one. So geopathic stress. So geopathic stress is like anything within the earth that is just not causing the earth to flow. The earth has its own magnetic field, right? And it has these grid lines they were found by these two scientists. One was called Hartman, one was called Cori. And so these crossings are named after these scientists, right? So they call them Hartman and Cori lines. So these Hartman and Cori lines, they emanate from the center of the earth. And so when that energy is now disturbed a lot of the times because of all the EMF in the earth going into the earth now, right? So sometimes these grid lines are not beneficial, but we can make them beneficial. That's one type of geopathic stress. Other types of geopathic stress are if you have water streams underneath or rock fissures underneath, that also kind of blocks the flow of the Earth's energy coming up as well. So those are things that we can also harmonize as well.
And these lines actually cross,
Yeah.
I mean, they're a couple, meters apart, and they create a grid form, and they actually cross your home, especially your bed. And that's what we're most concerned about. So in number one, whenever we harmonize a home, the bed is the number one thing we check. We want to make sure that bed is fully harmonized, supporting the person to be able to rest. So a lot of times when people have their home harmonized or the bed harmonized, they're like, wow, I haven't had such deep sleep, because if you don't sleep, you can't rejuvenate your body. Also another thing, these grid lines, when they cross your bed and you're sleeping on them or in their crossing, they actually dehydrate you. So when you start to be dehydrated, it's going to slow down a lot of functions in the body, the nervous system, and particularly the immune system. So as a result, a lot of people, start developing a lot of immune issues, to various immune issues. So when we're supporting these grid line, we're helping the body, the cells to rehydrate better. We're helping to support the energetic communication between all our organs and systems so they can work in their most optimal way. And also, if there's whether it's inside your home, whether it's outside our home, in biogeometry measurements, we always use the home as the center of measurement. And so whatever we do, we use the home as the center of measurement and harmonize everything within and energy systems that are interacting from outside. And so sometimes when people aren't sleeping well inside their home, maybe there are some interactions from outside their home. So if you turn on your cell phone, for example, you turn on the Wi-Fi, a lot of modalities out there, they turn off the Wi-Fi, but when you turn on your cell phone, there's like maybe 20 other Wi-Fi signals that's coming in from your neighbors. I mean, we're talking about New York City, but neighbors above, next to you. So we can never escape from this. And so as you're sleeping, all that EMF charges those earth grid lines, and that, further add to the stress that the body has to experience on daily basis.
And I'm sure that's something that's been getting worse and worse over time as more and more people have devices, and we're getting more bombarded. Like really on a daily basis, it's increasing, I think. And younger people are getting cell phones now. You see young children with their with cell phones or tablets. So I see it in my practice. I see children being affected. Their attention spans are affected. Yeah, their ability to learn is affected. I try to educate people about that. Sorry, I look so silly on this camera right now. I'm going to shut off my video for a minute. It actually looked like I was being bombarded with an electromagnetic field as I was talking about it. So yeah, and let's not also forget about a lot of people are using these Bluetooth devices in their ears, right? And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they're causing so many different clinical symptoms and even disease and tumors and all these things. So I think it's really important to educate people about how to protect themselves from these devices that they should not be using. We get used to the convenience of using these things, but we're not realizing that we're actually creating a lot of harm in our bodies. But then taking it to the next step, which is to really change your personal space in a way that protects you as much as possible. Right? Jean, you look like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the reason I became very interested in biogeometry was also because of having a clinical practice, seeing what I was showing up in the clinically, which I later equated to there must be something environmental, somewhere when they go home, when they go to work, all the things I fixed with them in my clinical practice, they would go home and then they would come back with similar symptoms. And I would fix them and they would go back to their home and work and come back. So having someone with a research background, I was like determined to get to the root cause. And that's how I kind of came about with biogeometry. But also at the same time, I came from science and technology. I love science and technology. My kids like their iPads, their iPhones, their Macs and things like that. I wanted to find a solution. I wanted to live my life in freedom. I didn't want to live my life in restriction, move out to the countryside, which is wonderful. But I wanted to bring that sense of nature into my own home and feel that in my own home. And I mean, I think we're both mothers, and so that's why we're both striving to find a bridge, because we're not, at that time, we're, living in New York City, you can't escape from that.
Right, and convenience is key, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to have to worry about every night going to shut off my computers and going around making the kids make sure that they shut off everything. So what's awesome about biogeometry is that it's almost, or basically it's permanent. So it's a set it and forget it type of a practice. So so I don't have to now shut off my Wi-Fi. I don't have to shut off my phone because my phone is now harmonized. So what we do is when we come into the house, we measure every aspect of the house. We measure all the energy. So you witnessed that when we went to your office. Yeah. And we use very specific calibrated tools, created by Dr. Karim, and that's able to measure the subtle energies. And so from that, we can tell whether it's disturbed, not disturbed, is there BG3, is there not BG3? And then we use there's either little stickers or little clear statues that are maybe about like this high or so, and they're all clear, so they try to be aesthetically pleasing as possible, so that they're not like, you know, in the way or ugly either, right? So and then and these stickers, they harness certain frequencies. So we've got stickles. We have stickers that harness the frequencies of different angles, and they work on different planes of your energy system. We use shapes, we use number qualities. If you go to the website, you can also purchase CDs that help with, you can use sound as well to harmonize the space. And then what we'll do is we will measure and find out exactly where to put these to make sure that your home is harmonized. So we're not necessarily looking for the cost, right? We don't want to go get into, okay, this area right here is not harmonized. Am I sitting on a grid? Am I sitting on an underwater stream? Like, so what we want to do is, okay, it's not harmonized, let's harmonize it. And so this way, anyone now that is sitting in this spot will come and feel that centering quality.
Yeah, we basically did, you know, using our measurement tools, we measure to see whether there's presence of this BG3 quality or does not. And when you first walk into a home, you pretty much are not going to have those BG3 quality. Although, because not to go into the quantum physics and science behind it, there are presence of these beneficial energies in your home, this BG3 quality in your home. Some of them are generated naturally by the earth. Some of them are generated sort of artificially by your environment. And our job is to detect and locate those. So our job is really, at the end of the day, is there BG3? Is there not BG3? BG3 is beneficial. Let's make more of it and keep adding more and more. And if we keep adding more, that BG3 keeps expanding. And that's why, well, in both of our experience, once we have our home harmonized, you know, depending on what layers that we put in and amplify that BG quality, that could really extend down to our neighbors. I mean, if anyone's interested, come to our website, and we have our personal stories from our client story and how the effect of that BG3 is expansive. But the key is that your home becomes that center. That is the key of why we, as practitioners, spend so much time measuring and implementing the solution. And I know we did a real quick intro in your office, but you know, I think you and your staff was able to witness the amount of measurements that we took. But when people walked in, they were able to sense that change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to, because it just happened a few days ago, I'm looking forward to seeing the ongoing, anybody else that might mention that they feel something different when they walk in. I have some patients that are very sensitive to their environment or to energy. So I'm curious to see if I hear more feedback about it. And while we're talking about having a harmonious home, I just also want to take a moment to talk about the importance of also eating harmonious food in your harmonious home. So if you are someone that understands the vital role that food plays in your health, there's a site that you can get matched to a small-scale family farm that grows and sells high-quality, clean, nutrient-dense food in your area, anywhere in the U.S. I'm going to have a link in the video, in the description of this video. It's www.farmmatch.com/Dr. Cori. If you put your zip code in, you will be matched with a farm near you. Some farms have pickup locations. My office is actually a pickup location, so the food that's being delivered now will be in a energy harmonized environment. And some farms will deliver to your door. If you are in what we call a food desert and there's no farm near you, Farm Match will find a farm that will actually ship to you. I get all of my food from one of these farms, and it's been a game changer for myself and my family. The best way to change the world is by voting with your food dollars. If you're outside the US, we also will have a link in the description of this video to find these types of nutrient-dense food resources near you. So speaking of being in or outside the US, I know that you guys travel around the country doing this biogeometry home harmonizing or space harmonizing, right? It's not only homes, it could be businesses like mine. Anywhere in the US, you're willing to travel. So if people are interested in hiring you, they can go to your website, which is www.geoharmonyservices.com, and they can actually read the testimonials on there as well. Now, what about for my viewers that are outside the US?
So for viewers outside the US, they can go to the biogeometry.com website. And if they go under services, particularly home services, they will see practitioners that are being licensed and have gone through very extensive training and also has to pass the sort of like the rigorous testing before being licensed to be able to do this work. And so they can find all the practitioners around the world on the biogeometry.com website.
Great. And let's say somebody's not quite ready to hire you to come in. Is there anything that they can do right now that would help to protect them or to help them feel harmonized? Or what about when you're not in your harmonized home? Is there anything that you could do to feel, this type of energy balancing?
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, because if you notice, I'm wearing this pendant, and this pendant is created by Dr. Karim, and it's one of the products where if I'm not home, this is what I pull on. I don't need to wear it at my home because my home, and she has the ring.
Yeah.
I don't need to wear it at my home. My home is already balanced, but everywhere else is not, and I still want to keep that BG3 with me. So there's this pendant that you can buy that your own personal system will continue to be harmonized as you're outside of your home. There's rings, there's other jewelry. There's also some products that we call the DIY solutions that's also available. Be Bodhi is the company that we would recommend to buy the products from. There'll be a link under the video. But also biogeometry.com, and you can find more information also there. Dr. Cori mentioned about food and having harmonized food. So you'll see that there's things on the website, such as a charging tray, like a tray that you can put your food on, and it puts BG3 into your food as well. So those are, if you want to do this now, little things that you can definitely do. If you go to BeBodhiInc.com, you can find it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did is the harmonizing tray. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say they also have cell phone stickers.
Mm-hmm.
We have back for a cell phone. You have strips that you can put in your car. That's right. And also, in particular, a home cube. So a lot of people may not be ready to take that big leap. So home cube is a really great place to start. And it comes with a kit. The home cube comes with electrical attachments for the electrical panel, water attachments for your hot and cold water, and also these L stickers, because a lot of these Wi-Fi signals and things, cell signal comes through the windows to the walls. So we have stickers for the wall, for the mirrors, for all your electronic devices.
Okay, and you can find that on the website. Is called www.BeBodhiInc.com. That's BeBodhiInc.com. I will put a link in the description. I'm just saying it out loud because sometimes people don't know how to do for anybody that has trouble finding these links, you click on, there's a little down arrow under the video that just has everything written there, but you can always get in touch with me at questions@drcori.com. Dr. Cori is DRCORI. So I will answer any questions that you have if you're unable to find the information that you're looking for. And before we end, we were talking before we went on about if people are actually interested in learning how to become biogeometry practitioners. And I think you said they can go on biogeometry.com. So, you know, obviously we need as many practitioners in the world doing this as I need more practitioners doing what I do as well. So I always want to promote that. Thank you so much, ladies. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps more people to find it. And please subscribe, because that is my reward for putting this information out. And last and most importantly, please share this with anybody that you know that might have a problem with the energy in their home and would benefit from this video. And again, thank you for your time today. And I made it to the end without my camera glitching again. And I will talk to all you folks again soon. Until then, please stay well.